go. Good afternoon, everybody. It's approximately 2:05 on today, Tuesday, February 27th. We are convening a session of the Tax Review Board. Today's category is Water Department. My name is Melissa Andre. I'm the Executive Director, and I am required to let everybody know to please be aware that this is a public hearing and it is being recorded. Because the meeting is public, participants and viewers have no expectation of privacy, and by continuing to be in this meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. This recording will be posted on the Tax Review Board website. With me today is a good number of board members, our chair, Paula Weiss, as well as board members John O'Connor, Nancy Cameradiner, and Ryan Boyer. At this time, I'm going to give control of the board to our chair, Paula Weiss.
Thank you. All right, Tax Review Board hearings for February 27th, 2024 are now in session. We're going to start with some housekeeping issues before turning to the petitioners who are here today. Case number 3 on our docket, Eloise Hall, last 4 digits of the docket 9393 has been withdrawn. Case number 2 is Wacanek Property Management LP, last 4 digits of the docket 995. Ms. Andre, is there anyone here from Wacanek that we are aware of?
No, I do not see anybody in the waiting room or here.
Okay, and who is here for the city for that decision?
I am.
Shiraz. Okay, so this matter was remanded by the Court of Common Pleas for the Tax Review Board to take in additional evidence. There was a hearing held following that remand. All of that information was discussed and deliberated, and it is the decision of the Tax Review Board to reaffirm our decision that this petition is denied. Taxpayer to have 30 days from the date of the adjusted bill to arrange payments for the balance. So both parties will get a letter from the Tax Review Board with that decision. It will contain the appeal rights that each party has to the Court of Common Pleas should they desire, and that matter is concluded for the board. Any questions, Mr. Rosby? No. Okay.
No questions. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go on to case number 5.
Can we get concurrence on that? Did we get
I'm sorry. Can I get concurrence?
Ryan Boyer, I concur.
John O'Connor, I concur.
Nancy Cameradiner, I concur.
Paula Weiss, I concur. All right, so we are going to move on to case number 5 on the docket. Antonino Romeo, 7031 Marsden Street, last 4 digits of the docket 9484. Petitioner is in the waiting room. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Paula Weiss, Chair of the Tax Review Board. Could you please identify yourself and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, my name is Antonino Romeo.
Mr. Romeo, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you. We're going to turn to the city representative now so that we can get the amounts in controversy, and then we're going to come back to you to have you tell us why you're here. So hold on just a second. All right, city. Mr. Ross.
Yes. Mr. Ellison, can you please turn your camera on? I'll just give a brief opening if that's okay.
All right, can we get the numbers first?
Oh, sure. It's 196.45.
I'm sorry. That's the amount due?
That's the amount due, 196.45.
Is that principal only?
That includes the meter charge and the lien.
Okay, so we need that broken out.
So the meter charge was $105. I can share my screen as well and have Mr. Ellison testify to this. But the meter charge was $105. The lien is $91.45. There was a tamper fee of $120 that was removed on September 30th, 2022.
And that was removed by the department?
After the first level hearing.
So that is still then, I mean, that first level hearing decision is vacated by the appeal to the TRB.
Okay, well, we don't have it on our system. We took it off. So we're just asking.
We're not disputing that anymore.
We're not disputing that, correct?
Okay, and what's the date of the bill?
So the meter charge occurred 12/4/2019.
19, okay. All right, do you have any open remarks before I turn to Mr. Romeo?
Just very briefly, this matter involves a damaged ERT/meter at the property in violation of PWD regulations 401.3 subsection G, which states that the property owner shall be responsible for safeguarding the meter components, meter seals, and shall pay for any necessary repairs and replacements due to any failure to provide adequate protection to the meter and seals from theft, vandalism, freezing, tampering, or other damages.
Okay, Mr. Romeo, we're going to turn to you now. What would you like to tell us about what brings you here today and what you're looking for from this board?
Yes, I will tell you everything because this thing is insane. I called on February 8th, 2024. I spoke with this girl, Ebony. She worked on a shop, on a mirror shop. She says to me, the mirror was never changed, never broke. The total dispute is $316. And she sent somebody, if I show you, can you see my picture over here? Somebody came there.
No, we can't see that.
You cannot see it about now.
No, we can't see that on the Zoom. I'm sorry. Tell us what it is you're showing us.
I'm showing the technician, he came to the property and he closed the ticket. And I got a picture over here. And it was February 8th, 2024. And he says, I don't have to worry about it when I come here to tell you the mirror was never changed. As a matter of fact, if you look at this bill over here, it was the original.
We can't see that, Mr. Romeo. Tell us what it is you're showing us.
Okay, I'm showing you the mirror and it was changed. It's actually here, the mirror. And the only thing they change it, they think on top where
The
the
ERT, yes.
The mirror was never changed, never touched it. I don't know whether she's alleged or what. Has been over the 3 years now, 19 to more than 3 years, all right? They go on and on with this. They don't even want just to credit or everything. So that's what happened. I'm not in front of nothing because nobody temper, nobody do nothing. Like, and that's what it is. So.
But you are saying that they did come and change that ERT on top.
I mean, that's what the mirror shopper told me, but the mirror was never changed, never touched.
Not the meter. Well, the meter has two parts, essentially. The
That
manual
on
meter
top,
that the
yeah.
water is going through, and then the ERT that does the electronic
Yes,
transfer.
yes, the one on top, but not the mirror. That's what the mirror shopper told me. He says, you shouldn't pay nothing. I said, why they told me I gotta pay? She says, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe because they talked about it, you don't even know nothing about it. So it's $316. It's not $190. That's what is the total amount. I forgot, I don't even got my.
Right, well, they've already taken off 120. So
I
the
don't even-
total today is 196.45.
I don't even know they went to one when they did the take off. And I need something for me to see. Excuse me. And then, I would like really to everything to be credited because the amount of the bill, we don't dispute this now. I know that, but it's still wrong because at this balance over here, I got a zero balance. And I know you don't see, but I'm trying to tell you,
Okay,
this one here was a zero balance. And then-
okay, and then no one is saying you haven't paid your bill. I mean, no
No,
one is
I
saying that.
pay all the time except when I was disputing. You can look
Okay.
at the record. I got right here, look. I pay every single one. Every single
No one
one.
is saying anything about payments not
I
being
never
there.
leave my things and my responsibility I'm doing all the time. So I would like to be everything's clear, and start from scratch.
All right, well, I'm going to turn to the city now for them to tell us what their information is.
Okay.
Okay, the city calls Anthony Ellison as its witness.
Okay, Mr. Ellison, could you state your name and position with the city and spell your last name?
Anthony Ellison. Last name is Ellison.
And-
I'm
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
that's
Your
okay.
position?
Please tell the board who you're.
Wait, no, I need to swear him in.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Mr. Ellison, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth in this matter?
Yes.
Thank you. Now,
Apologies. Okay, Mr. Ellison, can you please tell the board with whom you're employed with and your title?
So I work for the city of Philadelphia, department, Philadelphia Water Department. My title is assistant manager at the meter shop.
And how many years have you been working for the meter shop?
Uh, almost 11 years in in May. I'm sorry.
Okay. And are you familiar with this property located at 7031 Marsden Street?
Yes.
No, you were not the field person who went out to the property, correct?
No, I wasn't.
Is it fair to say that based on your years of experience with the meter shop and the water department, that you're familiar with meter repairs?
Yes.
I want to show you, give me one moment. Share my screen. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. And can you please tell the board what this is?
So that is what we call a MROC card, which stands for meter replacement order card, and we use them when we go out and change meters. We write down the old information. Basically, every information we find at the house, we write down. So that'll be the old meter number, the old ERT number, the new meter number, the new ERT number. What we're doing at the job. Basically, if you see it say meter, it say MC, which is meter change. The action code was actually an ERT change, and you got the theft code, which is damaged ERT. So we basically write down everything we do once we get to the house.
And the date at the bottom here, 12/4/2019, is that the date that somebody from the meter shop went out to the property?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know what was found at the property?
Yes.
I'm going to show you a photo. Can you see these two photos?
Yes.
Have you seen these photos before?
Yes.
And were these photos taken by someone who has personal knowledge and who records the events in the regular course of doing his or her job?
Yes.
And can you please explain to the board what this photo shows?
Okay, so you barely see it a little bit. Well, I can kind of, I can see it a little. I can see it. All right, so the bottom photo is that is the old ERT, and so you got the meter. The meter is underneath the old ERT. Then you have this a wired seal and a plastic seal, but also you see on the bottom left of the ERT that the screw where the screw would be at normally be at is no longer there, and you can clearly see that it's completely broken off. So it looks like they use a screwdriver to break the ERT completely off. And also how you can tell by that is that it's not even lined up correctly anymore. It's missed the line because when the ERT got broken, it popped the whole entire ERT off, and it caused it to make that big behind hole / crack on the side.
Okay. And what happened as a result of this?
So what happens with that, once we see that that is broken, we write the theft code on the card and we put it in our system, in our tablet. We usually put damaged ERT because it was a damaged ERT. And what we do afterwards, we put the new meter in or new ERT, depending on what have to get changed. Basically that's it.
Okay. And is the property owner notified?
No,
So the property owner is usually not notified. until they get the bill.
Nobody notified me.
Okay.
Sir,
No,
you have to let them testify, okay?
Yeah,
It's not your turn yet.
Okay. And do you know if the meter was eventually replaced?
The meter was never replaced. It just was the ERT on that date. Just the ERT, no meter change. The meter, it's the same meter from before. It's just the ERT got changed out.
Can we see the
Yeah.
photo with the new art, please?
Yes.
Oh, you're going in the wrong direction. Oh, there it is. Okay.
This is, the bottom one's a better image, but if you need me to zoom in, I can.
Can you rotate it so it looks this in the same
Yes.
way? The meter's on the bottom.
Oops.
Thank you. Okay,
Is that good?
better for me. Does anybody else need it to look any different or bigger? Okay,
No,
continue.
that works for me. That's pretty clear for me.
Okay.
Okay, so Mr. Ellison, just going back to the meter. So was the ERT was fixed eventually?
So this is the new ERT. But the old ERT, it can't be fixed. That's something we discard because it can't be fixed. Once it's completely broken, we cannot fix that.
So you have to order a new one?
Yes, we have to order a new one.
And there was a second meter replacement order card dated 12/28/2019. Can you please explain to the board what this document is or what it
So-
says?
Okay. So basically, just like the last one, we went into the property on December 28th, and all we did was do a found complete. We just made sure that the meter and ERT was reading properly. And once we found out that the meter and the ERT was reading properly, we just did a found complete basically stating that it's nothing wrong with the meter, and put it in our tablet in our system, and that's it.
And as a result, the amount owed, let me know if I need to zoom in any longer, but if you can see at the bottom here, can you just tell the board the numbers here for the lien, the tamper, and the fee for the replacement? If you can see it. If not, I can
Yeah,
read
Can
it.
you zoom in on that?
I can see it. So it say lien. You want me to put the reference number and transaction date and
No,
everything?
so I'll ask you this way. So the $105 that you see here, that was the principal amount for the replacement?
Yes.
And then a tamper fee, we see here was charged on 12/6. And then if you look up here on 12/21/2022, that amount was deducted and taken off. And then there is a lien of $91.45. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. And to your knowledge, who is responsible for safeguarding the meter and its components?
The customer is always responsible for the safeguard of the meter and components. They're basically responsible for the meter. Once we install the meter into the customer's home, the customer is always responsible for the meter and the ERT.
Those are all my questions for Mr. Ellison.
Do you have any other information?
Other than the photos and the meter card, no.
Okay, so Mr. Romeo, we're going to turn back to you. Do you have any questions for the city's witness? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I got a few questions. Can I go now?
Yes.
Okay, so you tried to tell me you went there 2 times. The first time, excuse me, the first time you went there and then you replaced the horse. What for you went back the second time?
The reason why we went back the second time is because I guess the customer, I'm not sure if it's you, the owner, or a tenant. I'm not sure. Someone called up and asked us to come back.
Yeah, it was me. I called because it was leaking. So I don't know nothing about this mirror because there was a tenant over there. This is house for rent. It's not like I live there. It was a tenant over there and everything was okay. When this thing started, whatever you bugged there the first time, you went there and then you did a not so good job. And when you go back, the water was leaking. And then in the meantime, so I called because it can be leaking and you go back there again. And I think when you go back there again, this guy, Jeff, can I give you a serial phone number of this Jeff is work with the world company too? And then he fixed the leak and everything stops. That's why the cubic feet was all the time high and I dispute. I got some credit, but not all. So now the phone number, can I give?
No, but Mr. Romeo, the point here today is the ERT that was changed based on the photos and Mr. Ellison's testimony that it was damaged and needed to be replaced, and that therefore the city has a charge in that circumstance. And that's really what we're here today to look at.
Okay, fine. But the thing is this, I should not be responsible for the horse because first of all, I was not notified. Second, I pay water, we all pay water out of style. They raise all the time. They don't ask us what are we going to do it, just to raise. It's like unbelievable. And then why I got to pay the meter, which they
I'm
are.
sorry, I have to object now. Are there any questions for Mr. Ellison?
I was.
You're just testifying, so I just.
I'm sorry. I mean, just to.
We understand your frustration. We know that it does get expensive and it's difficult sometimes to manage all of this. But do you have any other questions for Mr. Ellison at this time?
For him, at this point, I think I got no more questions.
Okay, so you've given us all of your information. Ms. Shiraz, you've given us all of your information. All right, so the board is going to step back for a moment and review all of this and deliberate. So everybody hold on. Thank you. Andre?
Yeah, 1 second, everyone. Just stay where you are.
Yeah.
Board is coming.
Man, my throat is gone.
We have everybody back.
But Ryan, he's still not here, so he must.
Right. Okay, so I think he dropped off, but we have a full quorum. So the Tax Review Board is back on the record. We have reviewed the evidence provided by both Mr. Romeo and the city's representatives, the photos and other information. And it is decision of the board to deny this petition that the ERT clearly was non-functioning, not in a damaged state, needed to be replaced. Therefore, this petition is denied. Mr. Romeo, you'll get a letter from the Tax Review Board in about 2 weeks with our decision. It will have appeal rights if you choose to appeal to the Court of Common Pleas. Otherwise, you will get an adjusted bill from the Revenue Department, and you can arrange to make payments at that time. So that concludes this matter. Thank you very much.
John
And we
O'Connor,
need
I
to-
concur.
John, thank you. Yeah, John,
Yes,
Nancy Camerdiner, I concur.
all away, so I concur.
I got a question.
Yes.
First of all, how much bill, how much is, if they adjust, how much I gotta pay?
What is it? 196.45,
So I gotta pay $200
approximately.
approximately, because the city like money, everybody money, right?
Mr. Romeo, we've made our decision, so we've
I
taken in all the
understand, but
information that we can.
You guys, you with them anyway, you work for the city, no?
Well, we are an
No, we don't.
independent board. We look at both sides.
Yeah,
We look at all the evidence that's presented by both parties.
yeah, I think so. And
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. No,
All right,
no,
we're gonna move on now to the next case, which is case number 1. Do we have someone in the waiting room or someone on Zoom?
Someone on Zoom, Taza, I believe. She's on case number 1.
Okay, case number 1, which is 5222 Pascal Associates LLC. Last 4 digits of the docket 9488. Taza, could you turn your camera on, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Welcome to the Tax Review Board.
Hello.
Could you please state your name, spell your last name for the record?
Sure. It's Anna and Neil, Neil.
And do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. We're going to turn to the city to get the dollar amounts in dispute and time periods, and then we'll come back to you for your information.
No problem.
City?
Board members, I wanted to raise just an issue, a standing issue. I did not see appeal paperwork from this petitioner. I did see appeal paperwork from the previous owner, J Pool Trucking Inc., for stormwater, disputing the square footage of the impervious area for stormwater charges. But I have not received an appeal from 5222 Paschal Associates LLC. My understanding is there was a lower level hearing, so I'm not sure, what happened.
Are we looking at different petitions, Ms. Andre?
Yes, it looks like the petition that Ms. Sharab has there were 2 petitions filed, and perhaps the petition that she has is the one that was filed by, well, that's strange because this is the only petition I have. The one I have is from 5222 Paschal Associates. I think the stormwater appeals application was J Pool Trucking, but the petition for the TRB is from 5222 Paschal Associates.
Okay, and I don't have that, so I don't know if they are still disputing the stormwater charges. My understanding again is they're disputing the square footage of the impervious area and how it was calculated.
So why don't we turn to the petitioner and let her give us a brief statement as to why you're here, what you're looking for from this board, so we know what topic we're covering today.
Absolutely. So yes, my colleague submitted the petition for the appeal, and it is primarily directed towards the stormwater charges, because the stormwater charges, I'm not sure how you guys calculate that. I think that was a point of dispute on even in the prior hearing, that they've increased significantly. So just to give a little back history, this property was purchased from J Pool Trucking. We originally got documentation from the Water Revenue Bureau that the bill at that time was issued to be $232.75 from the water department that was owed. In that document, it stated that the stormwater was only at $197.52. And then when we went to settlement, which we also have I also have a copy of the HUD that probably should have been submitted with the paperwork, that amount, which was given to us, was also given on the HUD sheet as well. When we started getting the bills, we seen that there was a large discrepancy of what was owed on the account, stating, just looking for my bills, stating that the bill, I believe that if I understood my colleague before, we might have gotten an updated meter or something to that effect. And all of a sudden we got a huge charge dropped onto the bill for $4,000. Hold on, let me just find the exact amount.
$898.84.
Correct.
But
It
so
was-
are you disputing that? That's not necessarily stormwater, however, or stormwater only.
Correct. That may not only be stormwater, but that bill was originally disputed because of the large significant amount based on what was the balance at the time from settlement to us receiving bills. And then of course, we're disputing how much of a change there is between the actual amounts of stormwater. So from 192 to a monthly amount of I believe it was 503. Now, if I look at the current bills, we're up again from 503 to 517.64. And we're trying to figure out how are we getting such a large increase, almost 200 and maybe, I think my colleague calculated possibly about a 255% increase from 197 to 500 plus. And
all right, so got it. So let's do this. I think we need to bifurcate this bill. I think that today we can discuss stormwater, correct, Ms. Shiraz?
Yes.
We can talk about stormwater, we can talk about the increase, we can talk about how it got calculated, and we're gonna have to do another day for the water revenue piece, which seems to be the balance transfer from the previous owner, which probably is usage and service charge and, an entire water revenue bill. Okay, so let's focus today on, I think you've stated very clearly your concern and your issues and your questions regarding the stormwater charge. So why don't we turn to the city and get that information from their attorney and their witnesses. I don't know, Ms. Shiraz, is there an amount, are there dollar amounts you can give us or time periods that you're looking at specifically?
So in 2022 is when a letter was sent to the previous owner, J Pool Trucking, telling them that they're updating the data they use to calculate the stormwater charges for all parcels in Philly. And so they sent out a letter explaining that the charges are calculated based on the total size of the gross area and the amount of the impervious area, such as like the roof, the building, pavement. And it said that the changes would go into effect June 30th, 2022. And you will see an increase in your stormwater charges.
Okay. And
Mr. Bernberg is my witness. He'll be able to explain how these things are charged and why the data was changed for this property.
all right, and Mr. Bernberg is going to speak to this property specifically.
Correct.
Okay. So why don't we move on to him?
Thank you. The city calls Henry Bernberg. Mr.
Bernberg, I need to swear you in. Could you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
Henry Bernberg, B-E-R-N-B-E-R-G.
Do you swear or affirm all the testimony you're about to give today will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Shiraz.
Thank you. Can you please tell the board with whom you're employed with and your title?
Philadelphia Water Department. I am GIS Specialist 3.
And how long have you been with the water department?
A bit over 8 years.
And are you familiar with calculating stormwater charges?
Yes,
And are you familiar with this property? The OPA address is 5222 to 42 Paschal Ave.
I am.
And you reviewed the documents regarding this property?
I have.
Um, for non-residential properties, well, actually, let me show you this first. I'll share my screen. And again, I apologize if you hear the banging outside from the construction.
No problem.
So this is, can everyone see my screen here?
Yes.
Can't read it.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Now I understand that petitioner may or may not have seen this letter, but have you seen this letter before, Mr. Bernberg?
I have.
Okay. Can you please explain to the board who this letter is addressed to and essentially what the letter states?
So this is addressed to J Pool Trucking Incorporated, who was the owner of record at the time that this letter was sent out. This letter states that we're going to be implementing a update in our impervious area data citywide. At the time we identified properties that were going to see a significant increase in their stormwater charge, and prepared this letter to notify them and to give them an opportunity to submit an appeal if they believed that the increase was incorrect.
And at the bottom of the letter, it provides various websites that the customer can access to either appeal the stormwater charges or understand more about the charges.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. And this property, is it a residential or?
Nice.
So everyone needs to mute themselves.
I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is this property a residential or non-residential property?
Non-residential.
Okay. And can you please explain to the board how stormwater charges are calculated for non-residential properties?
For non-residential properties, the charge is based off of two factors. The first is the total gross area of the parcel, which is anything within the legal description on the deed. And then the impervious area, which is taken from data that's captured from aerial imagery, or something that we will manually review and update on a case-by-case basis.
Thank you. And we'll go to the stormwater parcel viewer in a moment. But just so that the timeline is clear, after this letter was sent, did you receive any response to this letter?
Yes, we received an appeal from J Pool Trucking. It looks like that was received on, so that's it. That's dated May 14th. For some reason in our internal records, we have it dated May 11th, but we did receive that mid-May of 2022.
And can you please explain to the board what your understanding was of the appeal?
So they were appealing. They believe that our updated impervious area calculations were not accurate.
And did you respond to the appeal?
Yes, we did a internal review of the impervious area based off of the imagery that we had available at the time. And we determined that while the impervious area, as with the updated data, was not accurate, it had too much impervious area. There was still more impervious area than had been previously billed. So you know, in the previous letter that you displayed, I believe it had a number of about 44,000 square feet of impervious area. After our review, it ended up being about 37,000 square feet, 38,000 square feet of impervious area. And we updated our data to use this lower number on that June 30th date.
Right. And what I'm showing you on the screen right now, it says City of Philadelphia Form E, notice of disposition. Is this what you sent to the previous property owner?
Yes.
Okay, and that was July 21st, 2022.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. It looks like that did get sent out in July. We had to do a little bit more updating. So I'm not sure exactly why it got pushed back to July, but the update was effective as of June 30th. Let me just triple check that with my
Okay.
data archive. Yes, yeah, the updated data was effective as of June 30th.
Okay. In this letter that you sent, that was sent by the water department in July of 2022 to the previous owner, provides more information about where they can find how the stormwater charges are calculated for the property, and any billing issues associated with that here, correct?
Yes, we also include a fact sheet which shows the delineation of the property boundaries and the impervious area at the time that we sent our disposition.
Okay. And I'm going to show you one more document. And,
Okay, yep, that's the fact sheet that we include.
okay. So that was going to be my question. Was this the sheet that you included with the letter?
Yes.
And can you please explain to the board, and I'm just going to minimize it so you can see the entire sheet, and then I will zoom in again, and then you can tell me the numbers at the bottom here. But if you could just briefly explain to the board what this is, what we're looking at.
So this is we call it a parcel fact sheet. It displays, general information, the address, the gross area and impervious area for the parcel, any credits that the parcel is receiving, and then a breakdown of the monthly stormwater charge for a number of rate periods. One thing to bear in mind with the breakdown for the monthly stormwater charge for those rate periods is it does not accurately represent historical charges. It represents the charges based off of the current calculations of the impervious area. So,
Okay.
you'll see on here when you zoom in that this includes things for the rate periods, in if you scroll down a little bit further. So like the 2018 to 2019, 2019 to 21, those are what the charge would have been given the current conditions on the site. That's not what was actually billed to the customer. So the effective period for this would have actually been the September 1st, 2022 to August 31st, 2023. That would have been the charge that the customer saw at the time that this was effective. And then that 5/17/64 is for the next rate period.
Okay. And just so everybody understands, can you just explain this photo, what it is, what it represents?
Yes.
What is counted towards an impervious area versus the gross area?
So the red outline is the parcel boundary. So that's everything inside that is the gross area. Then we have the yellow area is any building or elevated surface. And the purple is other impervious area. In this case, it's sidewalk and paved area. And anything that is not highlighted in the purple or yellow would be pervious surface, which is typically grass or natural surface.
And that is not included in the charges.
That's included in the gross area charge, but not the impervious area.
And under the water department's regulations, all properties are required to pay stormwater charges, correct?
Yes.
Those are all my questions for Mr. Bernberg. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Wait, why don't you, okay, I was gonna turn.
Oh,
to-
sorry. I'll
Yep.
keep it.
Did you have any questions for Mr. Bernberg?
Me?
Yes.
I think I think he just basically answered that towards the end, just on the impervious areas, how he calculated this. Now, this is all aerial that you're just approximating these zones or areas minus the actual square footage of the building? Or has somebody actually physically gone out to the property and measured it?
We haven't physically measured it. This is orthorectified imagery, which I believe the data capture we had at the time was like 2-inch resolution.
Okay.
So, we're actually probably more accurate measuring off of this imagery than we would be on the ground, with the tape measure.
Got you. I think that's really where I just wanted to be clear on where the impervious areas were and how you calculated that. That's my main concern, because I feel like there's a lot more grassy areas along the side here than what's pictured now. But I'm looking at what you guys have on the screen at this moment.
Okay, so that you have no other questions at the moment?
No.
All right, so does
No.
the city have any other information or evidence they want to present?
That is all.
All right, any closing remarks?
We just respectfully request a finding in favor of the city. We explained how we calculate the stormwater charges, and we believe that the impervious area should be the 37,679 square footage.
Okay, could I ask Mr. Barber, where did that 11,000 square foot number come from?
So that was from a previous data capture. I believe it was captured in 2004, based off of imagery at that time. Yeah, and that was, something that was provided by the city. I believe the imagery was done in 2004, and then that was updated based off of that. The impervious area was updated based off of that imagery.
All right, and I'm going to go back to the petitioner. Could you tell me when your company purchased the property?
October of 22.
22. Okay, so that was after the effective date for this updated storm
Correct.
charge. Okay, any other
I did-
information? Go ahead.
No. I mean, I did actually agree with you. That was one of the things I did highlight previous to you asking, was also how there was such a significant jump between what was 11,347 to now 40, 300. That's a huge gap that we're looking at here between those time period. It's such a short time period.
Yes.
Yeah, our understanding is that the 2004 imagery was based off of lower quality aerial imagery and was inaccurate in the case of this parcel, and that's something that the parcel benefited from until we got this more up-to-date data.
All right, so I think the board is, unless anybody from any of my board members have any other questions at the moment?
No.
Okay, so we're going to step aside and we're going to review all of this. Ms. Andre?
Sure, everyone holds tight for a second.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Where's the rest of my board? Close.
Okay, we have everybody back?
Hello?
So John, Nancy, Melissa, all right. All right, the board did take an opportunity to deliberate, to discuss the information provided by both the taxpayer and the city, and it is our decision that on the stormwater assessment calculation, that this petition is denied and the city's assessment will stand. However, we do want you to know that we are going to schedule the water revenue for that big balance transfer. And I think Ms. Andre may be prepared today to give you a date certain for that hearing. But in the meantime, I need concurrence from my fellow board members for the decision.
Nancy
John-
Camerdiner, I concur.
John O'Connor, I also concur.
Paula Weiss, I concur. You're going to get a letter from the Tax Review Board with that decision. It will contain appeal rights should you choose to appeal to the Court of Common Pleas on this matter. Otherwise, that you can make arrangements with water revenue if there's a specific portion of the bill to be paid. Ms. Andre?
I can give you 4/22, which is a Monday, for water revenue. The balance transfer can be discussed at that time.
That's
Does
fine.
that work? Does that
Oh,
work?
well, is there a time frame?
It'll either be at 9 or 10 o'clock. I'm gonna put you on the one with the lowest amount of time, lowest
Okay.
amount of cases.
All right, thank you.
And you'll get a letter to that effect.
Yeah.
So
All
you'll
right,
get a confirmation letter. Okay, thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna put in case number 4.
Right. We're gonna move on to case number 4.
Is anyone here?
Yes, Melissa's getting them.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize she was getting them for the room. I can only see limited pieces and I
Just have a seat right
was
here.
expecting somebody online.
Okay, I think we're about ready.
Yes, we're ready, Paula.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to case number 4, which is 245 Farragut Street. Last 4 digits of the docket, 9449. Good afternoon, sir.
No?
Mr. Batgood, my name is Paula Weiss, Chair of the Tax Review Board. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Gregory Batker, Batker.
Thank you.
What was your last name again?
Weiss, Paula Weiss,
Weiss?
Weiss. Mr. Batker, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. We're going to start with the city to get information from them about the matter in dispute, and then we'll turn to you for your information and what you're looking for from the board. Ms. Shiraz?
Yes. So this matter involves a frozen
Sorry,
earth
what's your name?
meter.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
It's spelled on the Zoom. It's Atusa Shiraz. You can see my name spelled there.
I see Camerdiner, Guerrero, Miss Andre, Atusa Sharab. Okay,
Yes.
that wasn't there before. All right,
So this matter involves a frozen meter at the property in violation of PWD regulations 401.3G. And it appears that the amount was already paid September 1st, 2022. And the amount in dispute is for the meter repair charge, which is $255. I can share my screen and show you the account history. We're not sure what the dispute is since it was already paid for, but
All right, then why don't we go back to Mr. Batker? According to the city's records, the matter is closed because the payment's been made. But,
can I go?
yeah,
We paid the bill because I didn't want to get into arrears. But I disputed it as instantly. I was told that the meter had frozen and that's why I was responsible for the repair. This meter was put in April, and it was August when it was replaced. and the temperature at no time ever dropped below 32 degrees. There was one day, I believe, according to the National Weather Service, that there was a low of 32 degrees in early April, but of course that would be at the airport, not West Philadelphia. When I came back to, in my initial hearing, I was met with a rather surprisingly belligerent attitude from the water department. And when I asked how it would freeze in April, the representative suggested that I had an air conditioner in the basement. And when I asked why didn't it freeze in January and February, she suggested I must have a heater in the basement. I was shown 3 pictures, one of which was the meter that was replaced, one of which was the meter that replaced it, and another picture, a very tight close-up of a meter that had corroded for whatever reason that she said was mine. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. You could not tell from the picture. And then furthermore, the arbiter, in the process of finding against me, had to be interrupted by the representative from the water department with the information that the temperature had reached 32 degrees on one day between the installation of the meter and its replacement in August.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the property and where the meter is located?
Meter's located in the basement. I've lived there for 26 years. I've never had the meter freeze before. It was a very small leak that I didn't even notice. It might conceivably have been going on for months because it's in a part of a basement I seldom go to. And when I called up, I scheduled a replacement. They came, everything, seemed fine. And then I got the bill, which really surprised me. And when I called them and they told me it froze, I was even more surprised. And basically I got something of a runaround from the water department saying like, oh, you have to call billing. Well, I never got through to them. They didn't return my call. I was also told that I had to fill out in triplicate the thing I sent to the tax review board, and was never offered like a sort of an arbitration, which is actually, I finally tracked down in the tax website that's actually the first step in this sort of matter. And basically, I to this day believe that water does not freeze above 32 degrees. And I question that's the cause of the defective meter. I don't know if it was improperly installed or it was a defective meter to begin with.
All right, so why don't we hear from the city then and have them provide the information that they have? Just so you know, this is a brand new hearing. We don't have the information that was provided at any earlier hearing that you may have had. We start fresh. So we don't, we're not privy to everything that you may have seen previously. So we're going to do that all starting now.
Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Shiraz?
Yeah, and just to clarify, this is my first time with this case. I was not involved in the other matter hearings that occurred. So the city is going to call Anthony Ellison as its witness.
Okay, Mr. Ellison, can you identify yourself?
My name is Anthony Ellison. Last name is Ellison, and I'm assistant manager at the Philadelphia Water Department meter shop.
And you have previously been sworn in?
Yes.
Okay. And are you familiar with this property?
Yes.
And you were not the field service person who went out to the property, correct?
No, I was not.
How long have you been working for the water department, specifically the meter shop?
It'll be 11 years in May.
So is it fair to say that based on your years of experience at the water department, you're familiar with meter repairs?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you a couple documents, and I would like for you to go through the timeline of what occurred at this property.
Okay.
Let me just pull it up. If anybody needs me to zoom in, please let me know. All right. All right, Mr. Ellison, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please tell me what this meter work order is? What's the date on it?
Date requested 4/13/2022.
And the date and time of completion?
4/14/2022.
Okay. And was the meter replaced at that time? Or was the ERT only upgraded?
So on 4/14/2022, the meter was not replaced. The only thing that was replaced was the ERT.
How do you know that?
Say it again.
How do you know that?
I'm looking at the job in Slinky.
Which is not what we were looking at.
Okay.
Can you share your screen, Mr. Ellison?
I can't. I'm actually on my phone.
Okay. Let me see if I have Slinky. Give me 1 second. So this is Slinky and it has the work orders here on the side. It's cut off, but it says 4/14/2022 census, and then it should say meter change.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a photo. And is this what the new, or excuse me, this is the prior meter?
Yes, the two top pictures are the older meter. That's
Okay.
the second picture right there is the older ERT, and the older ERT was replaced. The meter never got replaced. If you can scroll down.
So what is this? It says copper.
Okay, so that's just when they go out there, they test the type of line that they had coming into their house. So it's a copper or lead or galvanized, whatever line it says, it'll say that it'll tell you what it is.
Okay. And then after, so April of 2022, your testimony is that they upgraded the ERT, not the meter. And then just want to show you this page. So this is calls from the customer. It's dated 8/8/2022. And it's can you see my screen, Mr. Ellison?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your understanding of why the customer called on 8/8/2022?
So from our notes that our clerk put in once Mr. Gregory called up, he said that the meter was leaking. And as you can see, Ebony made the appointment. He wanted a 15-minute call ahead. And I think they made the appointment for the AM slot on August 9th, 2022.
Okay.
And that's the work order number 2.
And was the work completed?
The work was completed on if you see right there where you're highlighted at, August 9th, 2022, that's when the work was completed. And you can clearly see that the meter number and where it's a outreader, which is the ERT number, was both replaced on the 9th.
Okay, and that's
I'm sorry,
reflected.
can I stop you? To be clear, the meter and the ERT were replaced?
On August 9th, 2022, the meter in ERT was replaced.
And you can see that on this reading history inquiry right here, 8/9/2022, and then it says REPL.
And can we
Yes.
see that, can we see 4/14/22 on that document? Which was the original visit?
Yes. Hold on one second. This is 4/14/2022. I'll highlight it. Right there.
That just says replacement.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So the next time that you went out there, and I'm going to show you these photos. Moment. All right. Now on the 9th, when the meter shop went out to the property, what is your understanding of what they found?
So with these two pictures, I can't really tell. It's just showing the meter, the 2 meters, the old one and the new one. But this picture right here. So you can clearly see, since I'm familiar with the meter, when this meter freezes, it cracks down the middle. So you can kind of see the crack going down the middle. And you can clearly see on the side of the meter that it's a basket that a bucket that was catching the water after he noticed that it cracked.
Okay. And what is the total meter repair charge fee, which we discussed earlier?
From there, it looks like $255.
Okay. Now, you heard the petitioner speak about the weather and the temperatures. Can you please explain to the board, based off of your years of experience with meter repairs, how this could at all be possible that in August the meter is frozen and was leaking? Is there an explanation for that?
Yes. So usually when you see frozen meters in the summer months, usually what happened is the temperature might have dropped below freezing maybe that night. And then what happens when it drops below freezing, the water in the pipes freezes and it causes the meter to expand and cracks. And it happens very few often. It don't happen every day, but we do get frozen meters during the summer because of the temperatures, the fast decline in water temperature and then going back up to regular temperature. It does happen during the summer.
And who is responsible for safeguarding the meter and its components?
When the water meter, when the water department installs the water meter, the customer is responsible for safeguard of the water meter.
Okay. And that includes any theft, vandalism, freezing, tampering, or other damages, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Those are all my questions for Mr. Ellison. Petitioner has questions for him.
Mr. Baxter, did you have questions for Mr. Ellison?
No, I don't. Other than I do want to point out that the bucket, I did not put the bucket in there. The leak was never that strong. And you said when the temperature drops below freezing, the temperature never did drop below freezing between the April replacement and the August replacement. If you didn't replace the full mechanics in April, I don't quite understand what the ERT is, what the reader or something.
The electronic but what they're saying is the electronic transmitter.
Okay, well, definitely at that time, there was no leaking at that joint. So if it were the meter, the old meter that was leaking, it was not leaking in April, and it never did drop below freezing between April and August. So I just am baffled about how that could have froze. I, you know, I defer to Mr. Ellison's expertise certainly, and believe it's possible, but it never did drop below freezing. He did say below freezing.
Mr. Ross, could we go back to the April 14th date and see the information in your system regarding what occurred? And I think there were pictures from that time as well. I just want to make sure we are fully aware of what exactly took place.
Yes, give me one moment, please. Sure. Okay.
And there was another section of the database that you showed originally.
This is the leaking meter. This is 413.
All right, stop.
Yep.
So it does say replace 1 meter with another. Which to me is different than the ERT. Can you explain where we know, how we know? I'm still back to how do we know that the ERT was replaced only?
So you want me to explain?
You can explain if you
Sure.
know, if you can.
No, I was about to say I don't. So the screen that you're on, is a WRB issue. That's not a meter shop issue.
Okay. And are there
What does that mean?
That's
Water
revenue.
revenue?
Revenue is the one that entered this information on this screen. This is revenue's system that they use.
And where would they have gotten that information?
Don't know.
Okay, and are there pictures from that event?
Yes. So
Okay.
these are the
Those are the older, right?
This is the ones from April. And I can.
Okay, and there was another one?
And then I believe there's one more. Oh, 2 more.
No, that's, yeah, go ahead.
So that was April. And
Go
then
back up to the first one.
Sure.
So and that second, okay, I don't know.
so the one in August, I can show you for comparison, same spot.
Okay,
That's
thank
the
you.
meter from April to August.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
That's the same meter from April to August.
Correct. So this screen right here that we're looking at is August. And then this is from April.
And go down again. And that's the same meter.
Same meter.
And go back, I'm sorry, one more time. Go 2 up. That one. That does not, those are the same meters?
You want me to help you? I can help you. I
Yes,
know
help me.
it's something.
Please.
Okay. Go up a little bit. Go to that picture above. This is
So
the
we're
meter
from-
right here.
Yes.
They just took a picture of showing that that's the correct meter number in the system. And when they
Yes.
went to the house, that's the correct meter number. So scroll down one picture. This is the ERT. This is the old ERT that they took out. I think this was April.
Yes.
So they took this ERT out, but they kept that top meter in there and they replaced it with, go to the last picture. They replaced that ERT with this black ERT.
And that
Change
goes
the color?
around the meter,
Yes, that goes on top of the meter.
but it changes the
it-
color of the meter?
No, see, the meter is below this.
Oh, I know which one is the meter, Mr.
Oh,
Ellis,
yes.
but it
So,
looks to me like a different color
Yeah,
than the
yeah.
picture that's two pictures up. The meter,
the meter is gold in the first couple of pictures, and now it's like black.
but
Yeah,
it's, no, wait, look, it's not gold.
Well,
It's gold in the first picture, it's beige in the second picture, and it's like brown in the fourth picture.
And let's not
So-
talk about what it is in this picture.
So what happened was the installer from the first picture, if you go scroll down again, right here, all he did was clean off the meter so he can check and see what was the meter number. So it looks and it's up close and up close because it got a flashlight on it. So it's going to look really it's a bronze meter, so it's going to look really bright. So when you go down to the other meters, it looks
Look, what is that?
darker.
That one looks like it could be bronze, but go up to. I'm sorry, I don't want to dwell on this. That doesn't look like a bronze meter to me.
Yes, that's bronze.
The next
So
one, no, the next one. No, go down.
So
Go
this
back
is
down.
August, this is
Yep.
April.
Yes,
And the next picture,
this one.
that one.
yes. So if you was able to scroll all the way in, you can see right where that yellow piece is at. That's the bronze part of the meter.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any more questions. Anybody else have any more questions on the board?
No.
Okay.
Can I
Mr.
say-
Baxter, any closing remarks?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Mr. Ross, any closing remarks?
No, we just respectfully request you find in favor of the city and, you know, as far as we're concerned, you paid for it already, so the matter should be resolved.
We get it. All right, we're going to step back and we're going to discuss everything we've heard and deliberate, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Everybody just stays tight.
Mr. Beck, just
right where you
sit
are.
tight.
Yep.
We have everybody back?
Yes.
Back.
Yes, okay. We're back on the record. The board has reviewed the information provided by both parties. Mr. Becker, we're going to grant your petition. We appreciate the information. The time frame within all of which this happened was a concern for us. However, because you have already paid the bill, we're going to direct the water department to issue a credit on this that will go onto your water revenue account.
Okay.
Go forward for your water bills. Okay? All
Thank
right,
you.
so you're gonna get a letter from the tax review board within 2 weeks with our decision to grant your petition and issue a credit. I think the amount was $255.
Mhm.
Correct.
And that you will see that it probably will not be your first billing cycle, just so
Right.
let you know, this might take
At least 60 days.
60 to 90 days before you see that on your water bill going
Mhm.
forward. But it will, at some point in the not too distant future, show up for you, okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so that's it. Can I get concurrence from my fellow board members?
John O'Connor, I concur.
Nancy Cameron is concurring, however, her microphone is muted. So I'm just gonna ask her to do that one more time so everybody can see.
Give us a thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up that
Okay.
you're concurring with this decision.
And Paula Weiss, I concur. So as I said, you'll get a letter from the tax review board with that decision. Both sides, however, do have the right of appeal to the Court of Common Pleas, and all of that information will be in that letter as well. Barring that, a credit will be granted to your water revenue account. So I think that concludes the business of the board for today. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate everyone's time and consideration, and we will see you at our next hearing.
Thank you, everyone.
Take
Bye.
care. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Shiraz.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all.